Hey guys, how are we today? I hope we're all having a lovely day. I thought for today's video I would do a bit of a chatty get ready with me. Hopefully by the time this goes up I will have put up my video about my 20 in 2020 and project pan concerns. I have planned out this video a couple of times and I actually sat down and filmed it once and scrapped it before, but I thought I would just go into the details of, a few concerns that I'm having just while I'm doing a bit of a get ready with me. So I'm going to start with my primer, which is the Body Shop Vitamin C Instant Glow Enhancer, which is in my 20 in 2020 challenge. I'm just going to get right into it today. So the reason I'm hoping to pop this up after my 20 in 2020 and Project Pan Concerns video is that when I was sitting down thinking about, where I want my 20 in 2020 and my Project Pans to go, I have been thinking about this for a couple of weeks and thinking about where things are headed, and I recently watched a video by Christina Chang, and it was her Partners in Cream video, and she mentioned in her video, I'm just going in with my W7 Genius Featherlight foundation drops. I'm just going to pop a few drops all around. I do mix two different colours with this one. So Christina Chang had mentioned that she is actually trying to use up or phase out of her makeup any lipsticks that are non-cruelty free, and I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. Maybe that's something I should look into, trying to use up anything or move away from products that aren't cruelty free. So I sat down and was going to do I did quite a bit of research about this, and I did have another video planned out, and I sat down to film it. I didn't like where that video went, and I kind of went way overboard on a few different things and didn't really talk about the main points that I wanted to. So it is something that I did look into after I saw her video, and I did a fair bit of research on the Vegan Rabbit website and Cruelty Free Kitty about all of the different brands that are cruelty free, the definitions of cruelty free, lots of just different research. And I'd actually looked into each and every brand that I do have in my drawers and all of the items that I do have, and I was a little bit concerned by some of the things that I was reading. I felt that there was very clear information on a lot of stuff and stuff that wasn't very clear at all. So I'm just going in with my Mary Kay, what's it called, Perfecting Concealer. So this is in the shade Light Ivory. I had done a lot of research on all of these different brands that I own, and I was planning on making all these big changes and switching to only cruelty free, going the hardest that I possibly could, when I actually sat down and watched a Q&A from Kat from Beauty News, and she actually went into quite a lot of detailed information about cruelty free brands and why she isn't boycotting non-cruelty free brands, if that makes sense. And after watching her video, I had thought about this quite a fair bit, that maybe I needed to do even more research after that. And she had some really good points. So to start with, I was all for switching to cruelty-free brands and not buying anything, from any brands that sell in China. And sorry, I'm just going through and using my Franken powder that's in my 20 in 2020 challenge. So she had quite a lot of information about why she is still buying from those brands, and she did make a few very good points. Actually, she made quite a lot of points. I do love all of Kat's videos, and I do kind of agree with everything that she mentioned, that the, you know, for brands that sell in China, that although they may have a cruelty-free status, there are laws and regulations that in China, you know, they do still require testing for regulatory purposes. And she made a really good point that if we boycott these companies and we reduce their market that they sell in, that they're pretty much forced deeper into environments where animal testing is required, and it's kind of would defeat purpose. So I went into this with not a lot of clarity, not a lot of guidance. I didn't really know very much about it, and I did quite a lot of research, and I came out knowing a hell of a lot more than I did to start with. Then I watched Kat's video, and now I'm back to the confused state again. So at this stage, I think I do need to look into this a little bit more. I am definitely going to be more wary about the products that I will be using, and that I will be, well, not just using the products that I will be purchasing, but it's definitely something that I'm going to look into further and do a little bit more research on about, and determine my deep feelings about this. So I'm going in with Colourpop's Bare Necessities palette. Which one do I want to go into today? I might start out with All For You, which is this beautiful matte shade here. So it kind of did throw a bit of a spanner in the works with video that I had planned about that. Even though I have already done a video about that, I wasn't really happy with the way that came out. It sounded a little bit, not necessarily preachy, but it made it very clear that I didn't really know exactly where I'm planning on going and what my real thoughts about this are. So I'm not actually using any eye primer today because to be honest, I am really very disliking the primer that's in my 20 in 2020 challenge, and I have found that most of the time the looks are actually better when I'm not using that primer. So because I do want this to look pretty good today, I'm going to sit down and film another video after this as well. I thought I don't really want it looking very crappy, so I'm still just going in and popping that in the crease, just going backwards and forwards, you know, usual stuff, blend out. I am using the Morphe M139 brush as well, which is I don't know what they class it as. I think it's like a fluffy tapered brush or a fluffy crease brush or something or other. So I want to kind of keep it nice and natural today. So with that video about cruelty-free products and trying to switch over to be cruelty-free and whatnot, my main intentions were, once I finish the products in my 20 in 2020 challenge, I will be switching in new products, or not necessarily switching in, but bringing in more products in a rolling project pan. So pretty much, you know, one out, one in kind of thing. My main focus is the 20 products in the basket that I do have. But for some items, I have actually already used a couple of items already. When I'm switching in products, I'm going to try and focus on using products that the status of being, whether or not they're cruelty-free is unclear, or whether they say that they are not cruelty-free. I want to be trying and using as many of those as I can, to get them out of my drawers so that I'm not throwing them away. As I've mentioned before, I hate declutters because I think it's very wasteful. It's, you know, a waste of the products, it's a waste of the materials that have gone into that, it's a waste of the money that I have spent on that. So I want to try and use up as much of that as I can. It does help that I am on the no buy for this period as well, because as I'm going through and using these products, I'm less tempted to be looking at replacements yet. And while I'm on the no buy period, it will give me more time to clarify my feelings on cruelty-free products and where I want to go from there. So next color I'm going to go into is Designer Duds. So it is actually the color next to All For You. And I'll pick a better brush. So I'm just going to pop this one just on the outer section here. And bring it kind of halfway across, but at an angle. So I'm not bringing it all the way up in here and across, just bring it across in a triangle there. And the same on the other side. So just starting out, pressing motions and bring it into the center. There it is. I'm just going to smooth that out. So if you have noticed, I do tend to have, it looks a little bit darker just here and here. That's not the eyeshadow, and where I haven't blended it, I actually have very veiny eyelids, and the veins are usually always pretty prominent around here and up here. So it does always tend to look darker, and when I exaggerate the colors in those areas, it looks like I've been punched in the face. Or I've gone really hard on the eyeshadow, which I don't want to do. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more there. There we go. So as part of my project pan, I just mentioned before, I'm looking to, you know, phase out the non-cruelty free brands, picking up more that have the cruelty free status. You can actually find more information. Where's that brush? Have I used it? Sorry, I'm just looking for my really good brush that I always do the inner corner with. Ah, here it is here. Perfect. So as I'm going through and adding more and more items into my project pan, I will be giving you guys updates about that along the way. I think that I've been fairly challenging with the way that I've set myself and how many products I've set myself to complete in the 2020 challenge. I've actually set myself 5 lip products, which I think I've only ever been through 2 or 3 lipsticks altogether, so it'll be exciting to see if I can do that. I've never really focused too hard on using them up because I always have had so many, and most of the time the ones that I have, they are either standard like neutral colors or, you know, pinky blue based reds that just look good with every skin tone. So I'm just going to go in the corner now with this color here, which is Silk Teddy. So let me just bring that one in. Just gonna pop that there on the inner third of the eye and blend it up a little bit there. So I don't want to go too far inwards because I do still want that base colour showing through just in the middle here as well. Oh, my brush has been bent. That's alright, I'll just grab another one. And on the inner corner, whatever you'd like to call it, I'm just going to go in with Idle Hour here in this section, just to brighten up this little bit here. So I'd say that it's not something that I'm not really going to be talking less about, but it's also not something that I'll be discussing on a regular occasion through any of my videos either, but it is something that I will try and keep in mind regarding the cruelty-free status of the products that I am using as well. So that's it, eyes are done. I wanted to keep it nice and simple today. I will just pop some mascara on very quickly if I have it here. So hopefully next week I will also have up a video about my check-in for the 20 and 2020 challenge, so I can give you an update on the products that I have used, as well as a video about how my no-buy challenge is going so far, which, just to give you a bit of a sneak peek, it's not called a challenge for no reason, has been a little bit difficult to maintain that challenge. There have been temptations, and there have definitely been lots of thoughts about this as well. So I'm hoping that that one will just be a quick video, but I do have lots of thoughts on that as well. I will try and plan that one out a little bit better than this one. I did only have a couple of talking points that I wanted to have a chat about in this video today. So I do really love this mascara as well. So this is the Essence Volume Stylist Curl and Hold. It's the pink one, not the purple one. And I have used the purple one before. I didn't mind it, but I do find that the pink one is a lot better. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it more. I've used it more often. I think this is probably about 4 or 5 tubes of this that I have been through. One of the issues that I have actually come across with my no-buy challenge is that I only ever have one mascara open at a time, and most of the time I usually only have one backup as well. So as one of my rules for the no-buy, it's pretty much one and one backup. And a concern that I had was if I've been thinking lately about trying a new mascara, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm like, sometimes I just want something a little different, but I'm not sure, you know, if I buy a different one, will I like it? Will it be absolutely ratchet? I've had one recently from the same brand, and it was a waterproof one, and I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be great. It was an Essence one. I don't remember which one it was, but it was black tube with a blue lid, and it was horrible. I hated it. And one of the things that I didn't want to happen, so I'm just going in and tight lining a little bit with my Body Shop eye pencil. One of the things that I didn't want to happen was to buy a mascara, absolutely hate it, and then not be able to replace it until it has either run out or it's been past 3 months. So usually I do try and replace my mascara every 3 months because of the germs, bacteria, all the little mites that live in our eyelashes. So usually I do try and replace them every 3 months, and for the past probably year or 2 years, I have only gotten rid of 2 mascaras that I didn't like before the 3 months was up. And all of the rest of the time, I was using this one. So it is a concern of mine that if I do choose a different mascara that I may not like it as much as that one, and it will be absolutely horrible, and who knows what's going to happen. So let's pick a blush. So I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty Flower Pots in Sweet Pea. I do love this one. It was one that I bought when I was on holidays earlier last year with my daughter, and every time I use it I think back to that holiday and I love it so much. It's really good. It is really buildable, but not like too much coverage, and it doesn't look absolutely horrible when you put it on either, so it doesn't look like, oh my god, she's had something explode on her face. So I'm just going to go into my highlighter that is in my project pan. So this is just a Franken highlighter that I have been using for quite a while. I had actually mixed this one up from a few different highlighters that I had, that they were all, you know, pretty much empty, and I just love it. Like, it's a fantastic everyday one. Like, it just gives a nice glow. It's not, you know, too scary, it's not too out there, so you can see it definitely when I move my head there, but looking front on, it's not like massive stripes of colour or light or anything, which it's hard to find a good highlighter that, you know, has just the right amount of colour and it has the right amount of tone, because everyone loves different colours and different tones in their highlighters as well. So let's pick a lipstick, and today I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Disney Princess Belle lipstick, which, if I had to say it, this is my absolute favourite lipstick of all time. So there we go, and we're done. I think I'm not going to put any bronzer on today. It's just a little bit too much at the moment, and it's really hot here. It's about 32 degrees in my bedroom already, and it's about 8:10 at night, so I think anything else and I will just be sweating this one off. So if you guys have any information that you'd like to share regarding, you know, cruelty-free status, definitely feel free to link that or share that below. It's something that I will be looking into further for you. Well, not further for you, further for myself. If you have any hints and tips on project pans and no buys, feel free to share that as well. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.